has very, very little effect on future probability because it's coming from the intellect. It's not coming from a deep place. It's not coming from your being level. It's coming from your intellectual level. And that is a weak place for an intention. Okay, the intents that come from your being level are much more powerful. Now that's a level that reflects what you are, who you are, what's inside. We talked about you can act kind or you can be kind. If what you're doing is being kind because you are kind, then that's the powerful state I'm talking about. That carries a lot of power. If you're acting kind, that doesn't carry much power. Okay, so it's the same with your intent healing or your intent reducing the crime rate in some city or anything else. You can modify that future probability, but you have a more powerful intent if it comes from your being level. Your being level is that core of you, that part of you that represents you at the deepest, most fundamental level. Okay. Now, most people don't really even know they have a being level, and they wouldn't know what it was. And, they struggle with that, because they live out of their heads, and their intellect defines their reality and their attitudes and so on. They live out of their intellects. And when you live out of your intellects, you have a tendency to live out of your ego and out of your fear and out of your beliefs. And you begin making all your choices because of your fear, ego, and beliefs. It's really the motivation behind your choices. All of that is very weak intent. Now, another thing that affects the quality of your intent or its ability to actually change things is your focus. The average person has a focus of their consciousness, of their will, is just full of noise. Their mind just jabbers on and on and on about all the little things going on in their life, and feelings and emotions and slights and upsets and conquests and, what they're gonna do Saturday night and just all sorts of things. And one of the things we learn how to fix that is to meditate. Meditation is about quieting the mind, getting rid of the noise, being able to stay in a still, quiet place without thoughts for a fairly long period of time. Okay, that's getting rid of the noise. So you cannot have a very powerful intent if your mind is noisy, because you can't really focus it. It's your intent's flying around and, a dozen things all at the same time. Most of them all out of the intellect, most of them out of the ego and the fear and the belief. And it's just your consciousness potential is just being wasted that way. It's like leaks. You got leaks all over, your consciousness energy is just kind of pouring out in no typical way or form or format. It's not powerful. So that's another way that you can make your intention more powerful, is having a tight focus, getting rid of the noise. And the next thing it takes what is your basic, most fundamental motivation? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the point of it? Why are you doing it? And if we tell ourselves, oh, I'm doing that because I like to help little old ladies across the street because I'm a good person, you say, well, that's pretty weak. If you're doing things, you help that little old lady because you really couldn't think of doing anything else. It's just the way you are. You don't think of yourself as a good person. You just think of yourself as a person, and you do what you do as you do it. You're not particularly judgmental about yourself. You just are. You just do. You be. You're authentic. You help little old ladies across the street, not because you see yourself as a good person. That's you trying to create an image of yourself in your own mind, but because you are a kind, caring person, and you see this old lady needs some help. So that's the third thing, is why are you doing it? Are you in service of your ego and your fear and your beliefs, or are you just being kind and caring and loving? So if you're coming from a good place, then that gives your intent a lot more power. So these are several things.
Rinzai, the great Tang Dynasty master, said, "In the practice of Buddhism, there is no place for using effort." sleep when you're tired, move your bowels, eat when you're hungry. That's all. The ignorant will laugh at me, but the wise will understand. And so, also, the meaning of this wonderful Zen saying, day, the character of the sun, day, that is, good day. Every day is a good day. On condition, you see, that day is like nyan nyan. They come one after another, and yet there's only this one. You don't think. This, as I intimated just a moment ago, seems to be an atomization of life. Things just do what they do. The flower goes poof, and people go this way, go that way, and so on, and that's what's happening. It has no meaning, it has no destination, it has no value, it's just like that. And when you see that, you see it's a great relief. That's all it is. But then when you are firmly established in suchness, in that it's just this moment, you can begin again to play with the connections. Only you've seen through them. But now you see they don't haunt you, because you know that there isn't any continuous you running on from moment to moment, who originated at some time in the past and will die at some time in the future. All that's disappeared. So you can have enormous fun anticipating the future, remembering the past, and playing all kinds of continuities. This is the meaning of that famous Zen saying about mountains are mountains. To the naive man, mountains are mountains, waters are waters. To the intermediate student, mountains are no longer mountains, waters are no longer waters. In other words, they've all dissolved into the point instant, to the kshana. But for the fully perfected student, mountains are again mountains, and waters are again waters. In the philosophy of the Tao, it is said, it's always being said, since you read this in every art book about Chinese art, that in Chinese painting, man is always seen as in nature, rather than dominating it. You get a painting in life, a poet drinking by moonlight, and you see a great landscape, and after some search with a magnifying glass, at last you see the poet stuck away in a corner somewhere, drinking wine. Whereas if we painted the subject poet drinking by moonlight, the poet would be the most obvious thing in the picture. There he would be, dominating the whole thing, the landscape off somewhere behind him. But all the Chinese painters put man. I mean, the painters of the great classical tradition, there are Chinese painters who specialize in family portraits, who do these very formal paintings. Someone's ancestor sitting on the throne. It's quite a different category. The Taoist-inspired painters, Zen-inspired painters, have this view of man as an integral part of nature, something in it, just as everything else is in it, flowers and birds, and not sent into this world commissioned by some sort of supernatural being to come into this world and farm it, dominate it.
Therefore, because you contain all belief, it is not a matter of utilizing an emotion, for instance, to decide which belief you have. Because as I have said, you have all beliefs. What it determines when you trace backwards is which belief you are expressing from the belief results in emotion, emotion results in thought, and thought results in action, you can also trace backwards. You always act as though you think, as though you feel, as though you express a belief. And the understanding that you contain all beliefs and express but perhaps one which brings along with it several others at a time allows you in your power to gather yourself back to understand that it is really quite simple to simply change your expression. For it is not that you need to get a new belief, you have them all. So if you feel something, an emotion, it is the result of this belief you are expressing in that moment. That is why you feel a particular way in any given moment. Feelings do not exist within a vacuum. You do not just feel that way just because. You can label it that way. You can create an appearance such as that. But if you decide that you wish to establish who you are consciously, to be who you are consciously, you can use these things, emotions, thoughts, and actions, as a mirror or a reflection for the belief that you are expressing. You create your reality in a particular way. You express a belief, feel as though you believe it, think as though you believe it, act as though you believe it. The actions create the reality. The actions reinforce the belief that you are expressing. But we will simplify this still further. In any given moment, you simply decide who you are. Make a decision. Sometimes based on the fact that you feel there is no other choice, and other times understanding that there are many choices. But once you decide who you are, feel that way, think that way, act that way. Another way to put it is when you have decided who you are, you trust in that decision, and then you act as though you trust in that decision. I have presented this particular delineation before. The reason being because it is quite useful. This is how you are already doing it. And when you say and understand that you make a decision, this implies there are other choices. This implies that you can decide something else. This is where you can express what you refer to as free will, but only if you first acknowledge that you have something to do with the process, that you, in and of yourself, are involved in the process of creating your life. We have briefly discussed three general phases of transformation. From being a completely limited being that believes they exist within a reality, to creating your reality consciously. Therefore, because you contain all belief, it is not a matter of utilizing an emotion, for instance. Therefore, because you contain all belief, it is not a matter of utilizing an emotion, for instance, to decide which belief you have.